So here's part 2 of that story about the kids yelling sacrificio. That needs a better telling of the story. The Throughline podcast, I think they call it, Throughline is a National Public Radio podcast where they trace the historical antecedents of modern problems. And I think it's called When Things Fall Apart. I'll put the link. That's Mount Borrego. I'm in the enchanted Alameda Park in Orizaba, Mexico. Yeah. When things fall apart, they talk about the thin veneer theory is used by right-wingers and autocrats and police departments to scare people into thinking that people left to their own... There's the dog. They had that dog running through here while the cars were running. I guess there's no cars right now. Kids have so much fun in Mexico. Yeah, so the thin veneer theory, the notion that there's just a thin veneer of civilization covering over all people's rapacious and greedy instincts, that if you don't keep them in check, people will go out of control and do bad things. Now these kids are singing something now. The kids in Mexico, they're wild like any teenagers, but it's so sweet. They're wild. Their wildness is a thin veneer of wildness covering their sweetness, because they are so sweet. In Weslaco, Texas, there are a bunch of kids about that age, boys, who would play football and run around after school right next to where I used to park my camper van. And I became friends with them because I love those guys, and I like to try to mentor the boys and give them some props. And I went to one of them one day and I said, "Hey Joe, you know, some people think you guys are rough because you swear a lot and you're kind of rough and you push each other. Did I hear it right when Luis," they were all Latino, she's got to run these old people down. Run them down, girl. Run them down. Barbie has made it safe to be pink again. So, Joe, or whatever his name was, his Latino name, did I hear when your buddy left to say goodbye, did I hear him say, "Love you, man," and you said back, "Love you too"? He says, "Yeah, that's how we say goodbye." That's how they are. These teens. I used to be afraid of teens. When I learned as a therapist, I didn't like working with teens because they were too unpredictable. These teens are so great. They're amazing. And probably better in Mexico because the child rearing is so impeccable in Mexico. They get so much love and so much listening and so much room to be kids and run around. In the Coppel stores, the kids can run around. They're a little wild, but they're not acting out. They're not tense. They're just having fun and being kids and playing hide and seek. And their parents don't mind, and the other shoppers don't mind, and the shopkeepers don't mind. It's just kids being kids. Yeah. So, are people essentially good or bad? A lot of the data, that Throughline podcast, the data from Katrina indicates there was lots more of people helping each other than there was looting. Yeah. It was the government that fell down, and there's a whole lot of racism in that one. A whole lot of racism. Go, girl! She was sloppy at first. She ran out of control over here, and her mother and the flowered blouse had to go rescue her. But now she's got it down, and she's got the whole place to herself. Okay.